So, here's my top 7 tips for post-surgery success. So, I had shoulder surgery a year ago, and it was a slap tear. Went in there, stitched it back together, took out a bone spur, took out a bursa, and shaved up my rotator cuff a little bit. So, that's kind of why I want to make a video and give some tips that you might not necessarily hear that I learned. And so hopefully they're helpful. So, without further ado, tip number 1, recliner nesting. So, the recliner is going to be your best friend for the next at least 2 to 3 weeks, and probably longer. You're going to sleep in it, you're going to hang out in it, and so you might as well make it as comfortable as possible. Get pillows lined up before your surgery, blankets, snacks, drinks, the remote, get movies queued up, because man, you're not going to want to leave that puppy for much, and it's really going to hurt to get in and out of, but you need to set it up for you to be successful. So get it ready, recliner nesting. Number 2, start moving your shoulder around as soon as you can. So you're going to want to, I think it's like within 72 hours is the inflammatory phase. After that is probably when you're going to want to start. I would, however, talk to your physical therapist and or surgeon, because this is just from what I remember. It's off the top of my head. But yeah, you're going to be wanting to move that thing around, because if you don't, you have a chance of freezing up your shoulder, and that's really bad. That's like, hey, possibly another surgery bad. So as much as it hurts, you're going to need to start doing that stuff pretty quick after the surgery. Let's see here. Number 3, get off your opioids as soon as possible. I was on hydrocodone. I let it run through for about a week, and then I got off them. And I replaced it with an NSAID. It's basically a leave. They call it naproxen. The doctor sent me home with some ibuprofen, and I used that for a while, but this stuff really helps my stomach, and so I use that too. And then later on, I kind of found out that this turmeric stuff, it really helps with inflammation and bringing it down. So you might want to think about stocking up on some of this stuff. This might help you along the way, and you can replace that with your opioids. What you need to understand and just kind of embrace is that it's going to hurt bad, really bad, no matter what you do, no matter what you're on. And the pain is kind of your gauge as to how much or how little you can do. It's actually a good thing, believe it or not. What's not good is getting hooked on opioids or prescription pain pills, and how that can devastate you and your family, and it can lead to other things. So just make a commitment beforehand to get off them as soon as possible, and you'll be better for it. Promise. Okay, so I learned a lot about ice bags. What you're going to want to get is clay ice bags. That's my tip number 4. So, these little puppies are awesome. They fit right over your shoulder, they conform to it, and they stay cold for a relatively long period of time. I like these better than the gel ones. The gel ones break, and the crap gets everywhere. And these ones are just, like, hands down for me, better. So, you can also heat these. It says right here, microwave. You can use these for heat too. Throw them in the microwave. So simple. Alright, number 5, physical therapy. This is like one of the biggest things that you need to focus on. You need to have the right team in place to help you recover as fast as possible, guys. Do your research, find out who's the best. Get the best if you can. They're going to bring you from like baby steps up to marathon status. Well, not marathon, but uh, getting back to your range of motion, your strength. They're going to work on stuff like this and like this and all the fun stuff that hurts really bad. They're like sadists, but they'll help you get better. So you really need to take the time to choose the right ones. And also do your home exercises that they give you. Don't slack on that stuff. It's just going to help you. So do your homework and work with those guys. So tip number 6. This is something I didn't know at all until it happened. So I'm right-handed. This is my right shoulder that got hurt. This was my hand in a sling for 6 weeks. So guess what I learned to do everything with? Good old left hand. It's really fun when you sit down on the toilet for the first time after being clogged up from the freaking opioid medicines. And, it's pretty good. Like, yeah, it finally happened. And then you realize, damn, I gotta use my left hand. So, you might want to practice a little bit beforehand, and you also might want to get some wet wipes. They really come in handy. Just saying. Some other stuff with your left hand, you're going to have to learn how to do writing, channel changing, whatever. Anything you can think of, you're going to have to do it with old lefty. So yeah, might want to practice. Number 7, this is my final tip. Have your support person or people in place beforehand. However you make it happen, whether you call friends or you have family or a loved, your significant other, having those people in place is crucial. The doctor's probably going to have you have someone for the ride home anyhow, but there's a lot of stuff that it's going to be really hard that you can't even foresee. And having someone there able to support you and help you is crucial. I mean, when you think about it, going to the grocery store, you got to drive. Can you really do that one-handed? Should you do that one-handed? I mean, you can, but and then you run around getting groceries. Pushing a shopping cart with just your left hand is super hard. You get used to it after a while, but man, it's not easy, guys. And also, if you have a child, as a young child, it's hard to pick them up. You don't want to pick them up after your shoulder surgery, so you need helpers. And luckily I had a really good helper, and she was amazing during this time, and I'm so grateful that she was in my life during this time period, because without her, it would have been like 20 times harder. So, no matter what, I'm grateful for that, and thank you, you know who you are. But yeah, guys, that's my 7 tips, and I hope you found them helpful. If you have more tips, leave them in the comments. If you want to hear more about this stuff, let me know. I can make more videos. So your journey is going to be hard. It's going to be painful, but it's going to be worth it. It can always get worse, right? You still have your arm, right? Time will help the most with healing. It's going to be hard work. Hang in there, guys and gals. You can do it. All right? All right. You have a good day.